Hello, everyone, and welcome to my 2025 TED Talk. My research question is, to what extent does solitude and wilderness affect mental health, overall well-being, and identity? Why I wanted to do this. I'm passionate about it, and I love being outside a lot. It's where I truly found myself. I found what I want to do, what I want to be, and during summer of 2024, I went out on a NOLS trip. NOLS is the National Outdoor Leadership School. I went on a 30-day group backpacking trip, and it was probably the most beneficial experience of my entire life. It's where I truly found myself, and I truly found what I wanted to do in life. I came out of this experience as a different person, and I came out of this experience overall happier. So, I wanted to know why. This brings me to the definitions. Now, many different researchers, writers, and poets have different definitions of solitude. And I kind of curated and amalgamated all of those definitions to create my own. My definition of solitude is being alone, meaning that there is nobody else around, not necessarily lonely, but just alone. So there's no other physical presences around within. I curated this definition based on my research and my opinions to best answer and fit my research question. Now, on the contrary, almost every single person I've talked to, almost every article I've looked at, everything says that wilderness is wild. They all have the same definitions. So I kind of just made my own based on everyone else's, and they're all almost verbatim the same. My definition of wilderness is an uncivilized and purely wild area in nature, secluded and remote, meaning that you're far enough away to not feel the effects of society. Now, mental health. I have a hard time trying to define mental health because I kind of went super broad with it, and I didn't really narrow it down into one thing. I more kind of came up with subtopics and thoroughly explained those subtopics. And the subtopics I created were identity, overall well-being, and mood. Now, the problem. The problem we have is mental health. It's an issue in America. 1 in 10 Americans reported experiencing depression. 63% of individuals aged 18 to 34 struggle to find their life's purpose, and over a third have contemplated suicide in the last year. And between 2019 and 2023, the proportion of patients with mental health diagnoses increased by nearly 40%. This is an issue. So, how can we change that? What are the benefits of solitude and wilderness? The benefits of solitude alone include, it's one of the most immersive forms of healing a person can do. When you're surrounded by solitude, there's nothing, you're forced to confront solitude, and you're forced to face it, and being in that solitude creates awareness of self. You're not looking for external values, and in solitude, you are not bound to any social norms or conformities, so it truly allows you to be yourself. It can open a door to self-expression and personal growth. Being alone allows you to do whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it, and how you want to do it. It offers personal growth by being able to familiarize yourself with your emotions and to truly understand them. And instead of reacting to your emotions, you can process your emotions, growing mentally. It can also improve mood. It lowers stress levels, and that same kind of processing versus reacting to emotions. Now, the benefits of wilderness alone. Wilderness offers a more grounding and spiritual experience. There's one word that I really came across a lot in all of my research, and that was biophilia. Biophilia is the innate human connection to nature. Now, no matter who you are and no matter what you do, this means that you will always be bound and connected to nature in a primal sense. Nature offers self-reflection. Being able to go out and see pretty views and do what you want in nature allows yourself to be vulnerable and to open yourself up more. Familiarity also has a lot to do with it. Being in a wilderness setting that you are familiar with opens more vulnerability and more opportunity to grow. Wilderness also offers exercise, activities, and hobbies, which all improve overall mental health. Now, wilderness and solitude. Wilderness and solitude, again, opens vulnerability, which creates a willingness to embrace change, embrace your emotions and your personal flaws. It offers introspection, so you can truly see inside of yourself, see what you want to do, what you want to be, who you are, and what you are, which are all forms of self-healing. Activities in nature alone can also release dopamine, and exercise decreases cortisol levels, which lowers stress, and these are all beneficial things to mental health. I would like to share this quote from a content creator and a poet. Her name is Pearly. I know you want to be held, but being held, that terrifies you. Because what if they see your mess? What if all the people before, they don't know what to do with your pain? What if they walk away the moment you unmask? So you hide. Because at least in secret, you control the narrative. You get to fall apart on your own terms. And you get to cry without the shame of being too much. You get to hurt without worrying if you're being burdened. This just shows that solitude can offer that deep level of introspection and process of emotions. It offers a total reset emotionally, mentally, and personally. Which brings me to the outcomes. The outcomes of identity, overall well-being, and mental health. Identity is greatly improved from solitude and wilderness because of the disconnect from social norms. You are not looking for external validation, you are looking for internal validation, seeing what you need to change about yourself to be happy and what you need to do to truly understand yourself. There's no conformity with solitude in nature. You can be whoever you want, whenever you want, wherever you want. And wilderness is a great environment to truly feel all of these emotions and truly feel where you are in a safe space. The time with yourself allows you to reflect on who you are and what you want to be. And this offers authenticity and originality. Now, overall well-being. Overall well-being. This includes cognitive function and mental clarity. I went into one researcher's theory that it was originally imposed in the 80s, and then he took it and kind of made it a lot more real and a lot more public for people to experience and try. This researcher's name was Craig T. Pearson, and he had expanded on the theory of attention restoration. Attention restoration theory is the theory that people can go outside or access nature in short amounts of time to restore many cognitive functions, such as memory, attention, and overall mood. He says that through nature and wilderness, cognitive functions can be restored, and that cognitive function is limited and frequently depleted throughout everyday life, such as work and school. He says that nature is healing. It's healing to mental health, well-being, attention, and memory. Another researcher who took attention restoration theory into action ran a test, and he put multiple different people in a scenario where a group of people took a nature walk. They walked around outside in a wilderness and nature setting, and another group walked around in a urban setting. And the people who walked around in these nature settings, in these green spaces and urban settings, showed significantly more attention restoration, memory restoration, and overall mood benefits versus the urban areas. Which brings me to mental health. Does mental health change for the better, worse, or remain the same when exposed to solitude and wilderness? Solitude and wilderness can, dopamine release from pretty views and exercise lowering cortisol levels can all combat negative feelings and negative emotions. Solitude and wilderness offers rejuvenation of the brain, a break from everyday life, which can offer emotional regulation, which brings me back to the processing versus reacting to emotions. There's also no social comparison, which can lower feelings of depression and anxiety. And there's a stronger sense of self and connection to yourself, which can improve self-esteem. And clarity. Clarity encompasses all of this. The more that you feel less stressed, the more that you have a break from everyday life, and the more dopamine releases that you have combating these negative emotions causes mental clarity. Now, the negatives. Solitude alone, and when an involuntary setting, can be extremely negative and harmful. Solitude can induce sadness, feelings of sadness, anxiety, fear, and loneliness, which are all negative for mental health. And the negatives of wilderness, people do often fear the wilderness because of weather, wildlife, and navigation. And when fear is present, it can cause depression, psychosis, and anxiety disorders. This also brings me to the companionship. Many researchers that I looked into, many articles said that people are social beings and they need companionship and people to rebound off of, which can be hard, especially if you are an overall lonely person or a lone person. Which brings me to the mindset. Mindset has almost everything to do with it. Beneficial experiences don't come from hiking huge mountains and summiting mountains. Mindset determines the outcome that you have, so you need to be willing to change, and you need to have something in mind to change in order to truly experience the benefit and the tool that solitude and wilderness is. Doing hard things and challenging yourself. Humans have always strived for that, and it has always improved mental health. And yeah, you kind of just need to be willing to change and have that mindset to change yourself. Here comes the application. How do you do it? Preparation, familiarity, and mindset. You need to be prepared to go out into the wilderness, and you need to know from the mindset, and you need to acknowledge barriers such as fear, being alone, and dangers of the wilderness. Preparations could include making sure you have enough food, making sure you know where you are, making sure weather's not going to come storming in and you're going to get trapped somewhere. These are all bad things that can happen in solitude and wilderness and can only decrease mental health in the moment. Small steps. Small steps are key. Small steps are key to success. This means by starting out small, going in a local green space in your town, or going on a small hike. You can work your way up to big things such as summiting cliffs, going on big backpacking expeditions, which are all very beneficial. And then the action. Go do something about it. Next time that you feel unhappy or lost with yourself, maybe stressed at work, and you have that kind of brain fog moment, take some time to yourself alone and go out into these green spaces or into nature. Plan a hike and plan small trips in the beginning and work your way up to something more meaningful and something more big. This brings me to the conclusion. Is there an answer to my research question? Yes, to an extent. There are many factors that go into this. You need the preparation and you need the mindset in order to truly experience the beneficial parts of solitude and wilderness. Thank you.